Ah, hey there. Glad to see you didn't flake out on me. Why did I think you flaked out on me? Because, well, you're a little bit late now, you know? Ah, fashionably late. I guess I'm just not fashionable then, huh? That kinda is what you said when you think about it. Nah, I'm just giving you a hard time. Hello again. Oh, am I still your favourite? Oh, I'm still your favourite. Although you have a lot more competition here than you had in the park. Do you like my choice of venue? I wasn't asking you, mangy human, go away. Do you like my choice of venue? There's lots of other doggos. Yeah, I called you mangy, you're just gonna have to live with it. I told you, you're basically the third wheel here. And this is a date between... Yeah, okay, not a date between me and your dog, that sounds really, really wrong, but... a friend's get-together between me and your dog. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, you can go and sniff the other dogs or whatever it is you want to do. I'm gonna order me and him some food. Oh, listen up, would you? Weirdly enough, I'm not actually... do I want to keep this pretense going for longer? Maybe I do. What do you think I should do? I should actually like you better? Now that is a convincing argument you make, Sir Doggo. Sir Doggo of Park. I don't have any food on me, if that's what you were hoping for. No, I don't. I think if we ask nicely, we can get you some water and maybe some treats. But not from me, it'll be the people who run the cafe. Although if I take the treats first, you'll believe them to be from me and be indebted to me forever. And then you shall have no choice but to be a small minion in my gigantic plan to take over the universe. I suspect your owner is starting to think I'm a weirdo. Anyway. Yes, Mangy Human, you're still here. You don't like the nickname Mangy? I mean, that's one way to guarantee it sticks. What? I'm gonna give you a hard time because... I don't know. Because you're cute and I don't want to tell you directly, so I have to do other things, you know? It's like one of those... I can't remember what they're all called. It's like a series of Japanese words, something uri or duri all the time, like sinduri, sanduri, tanduri. Tanduri is a chicken, I think. That's Indian chicken. It's very nice. Anyway, the point is that all these archetypes. Oh, there's one of them was Yan. Yanduri, Yandari, something like that. All these things are all basically different variations of moody person who's a bit weird but you like for some reason. TM. I'm trying to, really get in there with popular culture and understand these things. Why am I don't know why. You put me in a playful mood just being around. I guess it's because you smile when I say silly things. Like in the park where I'm talking to your dog all the time. I couldn't help but notice you smiling out of the corner of my eye. Or is that just because I'm being nice to your dog? That's purely for the dog's benefit. Oh, you're pretending to like who your dog likes. I mean, that's a bit like my mother with anyone I ever bring home. No, don't worry about it. Anyway, moving backwards to my brilliant understanding of Japanese culture. No, I honestly have no idea about these things. I know they exist, that's about it. These kind of Archetypes. And I know that some people use them on YouTube as a kind of clickbait. Yeah. Which is very upsetting because I don't know what they mean, so I can't use them. Why would I want to use clickbait? Because I like views. Views make me feel accepted. What do I do on YouTube? Oh, I don't have a YouTube account. I'm just making things up as I go along. Yeah, I don't have a YouTube account. Why do you think I have a YouTube account? Because I said I have a YouTube account. Okay, admittedly, that's a fair reason to suspect. Personally, I'd always want to do a kind of thorough investigation of this sort of topic, you know? Maybe put a tail on me, you know, monitor my bandwidth. Like, if there's ever something that looks like me uploading a video, you could see a spike in it, that sort of thing. I'm hoping to come off as fun and interesting to be around. I mean, I've already got the dog lover part down, right? So that's something. But I need other reasons for you to like me. My dashing good looks, charming charisma, and obscene modesty aside. I use that joke quite a lot, to be honest. I will completely admit to recycling it. You know what I also admit to? Being simultaneously the greatest person in the world and modest. Yeah. Recycling is good. Recycling saves the planet. Well, maybe not quite, because the planet needs quite a lot of saving, but it helps, maybe. Definitely, but yeah. I guess I'm very jokey and in some ways irreverent because, I don't know, I just like making people smile. And God, it feels like nowadays everything is so doom and gloom and everything is wrong and everyone who doesn't agree with you politically is a horrible human being, and most of the people who agree with you are horrible human beings as well, and the world's burning, and no one has any money, and everything's wrong, and there's like 5 people on Instagram who people think are obscenely rich and who are actually in debt, but you know, we're all going to ignore that, and we're just jealous of these people who do nothing but have these amazing lives, except they're all, you know, probably incredibly unhappy because their lives are incredibly superficial, and everyone thinks everyone else has everything better than them and that they've all got it figured out, and the reality is no one's got it figured out. We're all, even your heroes, your idols, in their own time frames, they were all just trying to figure things out and do the best they can and be themselves as best they could. So the reality for me is that I'm, you know, not a perfect human being. I'm, well, actually flawed in far too many ways to list. No, I mean, I'm also not perfect. I try to be good as I can. But in the end, you know, there's every chance that you may be talking to me because you like hanging out with me and the dog, but it might be platonic. Or it might be that, you know, it's just for the accent, which happens a bit. Or it might be a whole bunch of things. But I would at least like to give you a nice experience of someone who made you laugh a bit and was a bit, brightened your day, I guess. And in the end, maybe you really like that. It's not that that's all there is, it's not that that's the only thing I'll ever do, but it's definitely a bow in my quiver, so to speak. As is liking your dog. But, yeah. I try to take the attitude that, you know, you never know when you're going to bump into people who either become really good friends or even more. And if I didn't take that attitude, I would have, your dog would have run up to me. I would have pet it, say, "Oh, there's your dog. Oh, that's cool," and pass your dog back awkwardly and shyly, and then moved on. But in the end, I realized there's no real point in doing that, because who knows? I might be waving someone I'd really like out the door. Instead of doing that, I could try talking to them, and maybe they're a complete arse. Maybe I hate them. But maybe they're really cool. I don't know, as I say, there's so much negativity around nowadays that it almost feels like wanting to believe that any random person around could end up being a really cool, nice person makes me strange, That all strangers are horrible and they're going to be terrible and you're going to hate everyone. It's like, well, no, not really. Sure, not everyone's a nice person, but nice people clearly exist. I mean, if I can think all the things that I think, clearly I know I'm not a stupid person. Well, at least not in the strictest sense, I guess. I can be a bit of an idiot sometimes, like anyone else, but I know that if I can think things I think, if I can crave the kind of relationships I want to have, if I can enjoy the kind of jokes I make, or feel the things I feel, that other people are also capable of those things. So it stands to reason that I should be able to find some people who I have certain commonalities with. Yeah, I went from irreverent, silly guy to saying something somewhat serious, kind of at the drop of a hat. I can definitely do that. Anyway, I'm rambling on a lot, and I haven't really asked you too much yet. And at the end of the day, it's not a one-sided thing. I want to know about you. I want to know lots about you. I want to know your favourite music, what sports teams you support, your favourite band. Wait, that's also music. Why did I list it twice? I don't know. I'm getting lost in your eyes. No, not that one. Oh, look, there we go. I, in a silly way, gave you a compliment. Not too direct as to be, too much, but in a way that's kind of slightly blushy, but also slightly funny, and isn't it just great? The part where I explain all that in a silly way might lessen the brilliant impact of the slip-in silly compliment. I don't know why I'm so like this today. As I say, for some reason you bring a certain playfulness out of me. It's honestly kind of liberating. I guess I do my slightly silly things and you respond warmly to them, which is nice, because believe it or not, a lot of people, as I say, are so pessimistic about other people that if someone comes up and makes a few jokes to them, some of the looks I've got in my life, people who seem to believe I'm going to immediately assault them or something, it's kind of weird. I get that people have had bad experiences sometimes. Some people are the victims of their past, but man, not everyone's out to kill you, Anyway. I grew up in the suburbs of a city in Scotland, but I also spent large amounts of time in the countryside in this little village. And the thing about that little village was that people were just friendly. Neighbours would talk to each other, everyone sort of knew everyone, and when locals saw, tourists about, they'd welcome them, and so I guess I kind of grew up in a place where talking to strangers was normal. And it's not just oh, how's the weather? It's, I guess, maybe something akin to work colleagues, except friendlier and less, I'm digging for information in order to stab you in the back to climb the corporate ladder. Yeah, well, that friendliness is something that I feel like is almost dying out, In the cities, it's so weird. People find it so strange that you might just talk to someone you bump into a park and talk to their dog. People are so blown aback by this concept. It's like, yeah, I just want to chat to you. And okay, it helps that when you run up looking for the dog that you were cute. Yeah, well, that's a straight compliment for you. How about that? Anyway, okay, I have definitely done way too much of the talking so far. And I realise we don't have the most time in the world, so it's on to you. I promise I will keep silent for the rest of this, barring maybe asking the odd question. And I just want to hear you talk, alright? I just want to know lots of stuff about you, so the mic is yours, so to speak.